Hi, folks. Welcome to another round of Modern. My name is Dylan from Alter Universes. On the left, we have Lawrence Scarper playing Blue White Hammer, aka Super Mario Bros. And on the right, we have Rakdos Not a Scam, being piloted by Alex Sargent. Rakdos Not a Scam, aka just Rakdos Midrange. Rakdos Great Value. This is the second time recording this audio, because I don't know, my program decided just to die. And yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully, if this posted with audio, that means this recording worked. If this posted without audio, I'm crying somewhere in my office. It's not even a big office. It's just a room. But I'm just going to find a new space to lay down and cry. So Blue White Hammer, as you are probably aware, primarily wants to use Sigarda's Aid and Pure Steel Paladin to put Colossus Hammers on things and attack for really big numbers. Sometimes you also have a Shadow Spear to give it trample, or sometimes you have a Cauldron Complete if your opponent did not kill your Stoneforge Mystic, which is a thing that can happen. Rakdos Not a Scam is just the good red-black cards like Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Seasoned Pyromancer, No Griefs, No Undying Malices, or Undying Evils, or the other card. Because I think there's 3 different revive effects. Who knows? I'm petrified right now that when I finish recording this audio, it's just going to delete itself again. And I'm not about this. I'm going to apologize. This commentary right now might not be the greatest, and I'm going to accept that. Esper Sentinel for Lawrence here. Lawrence typically plays affinity-based decks. He has played Blue-Red Murktide in the past and has piloted pretty well. This deck definitely seems a bit more up his alleyway with all the artifact shenanigans.
Really bad or really good.
Yeah, I dig it. Esper Sentinel. So, one thing I talked about in the other commentary for this video was that the games that Hammer has Esper Sentinel feels like different. Notably, if you don't see like Dragon's Rage Channeler in Blue Red Murktide, it's not like a game-changing thing, right? Like you would like to see the card, but it's not like, holy crap, the level of games are different. Hammer with Esper Sentinel is a fantastic advantage engine because it taxes your opponent or it draws you cards. Assuming it doesn't get removed immediately, but usually if it does get removed immediately, you're drawing a card off of it. Or at least making your opponent pay like 2 for a Lightning Bolt. The games without Esper Sentinel, Hammer does not seem as scary unless it is setting up for the turn 2 kill, which is a thing that it can still do. If you don't know what the turn 2 kill is, you start with Inkmoth Nexus and play an Ornithopter, play Springleaf Drum, and then using the Springleaf Drum, you tap the Ornithopter and you make a white and place a Sigarda's Aid, and then you play land, animate the Inkmoth Nexus, attack, flash on a hammer for 10 infect damage, or 11 infect damage. Been around for a little bit now. The deck, I think, was a lot scarier pre-Luris, and I feel whenever I see Hammer get played, or whenever I play against Hammer, or play Hammer, it feels like a shell of its former self, and I don't know what it is. I'm very unimpressed with the deck every single time nowadays, barring like a turn 2 kill. I think it's weird. There's more interaction, I feel like, now. Though you do get to, Reality Chip does help fix that, because if you get to modify the Reality Chip or reconfigure the Reality Chip onto a creature, and you just get all the value with it. I mean, that's how I lost top 8 at our Store Championship Storage Championship event. Was it Game 3? Reality Chip got reconfigured, and it went the distance, and it was pretty sweet. Alright, so we are Thoughtseizing Lawrence here. We've drawn 2 cards so far off of this Esper Sentinel. So we have Ornithopter, Shadow Spear, Ginger Brute, Cauldron Complete, and a Hollowed Fountain plus a Windswept Teeth. I'm doing this pretty hastily, so I have not pre-rendered the video, so it's a little blurry on my side. Luckily, you folks should be able to see this without issue. But if I mistake a card, you'll understand, hopefully. Though I shouldn't mistake a card. I've seen this twice now, not including the time I watched it live.
There she go.
land for turn. Drawing the Stoneforge Mystic. Pretty good here.
Pardon my language. You're good, bud. Oh, I kind of said it to him.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry, work. Please don't fire me for horrible language on the internet.
Dude, I'm so worried. Folks, how are you doing today? Tell me about your life. Do you think Hammer's better than I think it is? I think there are very good pilots with Hammer who do well with the deck. I don't know if it's indicative of the deck's strength itself. Who knows? Maybe Hammer will win one of the events in Vegas this weekend. Because Vegas is happening this weekend.
IOK, Surveil Trigger.
Magic 30? I was going to say GP Vegas, but it's not a GP.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so Esper Sentinel has drawn a third card now.
Just filling up that hand. I'll bin that.
Alright, so Trigger is going to dump Dothy Woodwalker into the yard. We need to resolve our Inquisition, but Alex gets a little distracted. He plays a Mishra's Bubble first, and then surveils, and then Lawrence reminds him that he has to finish the Inquisition effect.
We're gonna resolve that.
Yeah, so Surveil.
We gotta resolve that.
The
Inquisition.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So much going on.
Ooh, baby.
No, you're fine. Take your pick.
That's gotta
I
go.
love it.
Still deciding on it?
This is round 2 of our weekly Modern event. I know some people have expressed interest in the comments about knowing what event this is and what round it is. We do Monday Night Modern every week at Altering Universes Bluebell at 7 o'clock. So if you ever want to come by and check us out and have some fun and play some cool games with us, come on by and, you know, maybe you'll end up on camera. This is round 2. Both of these players are 1-0 at this point. I do not know about their prior rounds. I just know
So pass on the upkeep when they draw 2 cards.
they are 1-0. And it is round 2. So Lawrence has the ability for a pretty good turn here. He can shock down to 15, play the Pure Steel Paladin in his hand, and then activate Stoneforge Mystic to put the Conjure Complete into play. Which I don't remember if Lawrence remembers, he does get a draw trigger then from the Pure Steel Paladin because an equipment has entered the battlefield. I don't remember if he draws I know he misses one of the triggers at some point in time. I think it's this one that he misses the draw trigger.
Is the token
The Conjure is going to make a Germ token.
So the equipment's indestructible, and then the creature gains first strike, trample, indestructible, and haste.
So it is a 5/5 indestructible lifelink Spatter Skull. 5/5 indestructible haste not vigilant either. It's also Spatter Skull. Trample, first strike. A lot of keywords on that card. The Germ is also indestructible. Cauldron is indestructible itself.
Combat.
Sure.
Roll attack for 5.
Going to punch in for 5 here. Equip the Shadow Spear to the Esper Sentinel. That way Alex will have to pay 2 cards. Or pay 2 cards. Pay 2 mana if he wants to not let Lawrence draw cards. Alex mostly just taking the 5 damage going down to 8 here. Not a reason really to throw the Channeler in front of it.
I'll take it.
And his trample, I don't think preventing 1 point of damage is going to do much for you here.
Draw.
Got my Pure Steel Paladin.
You see a Blood Moon in Alex's hand. Alright, go to tap 1. He has a second Dragon's Rage Channeler. Going to attack in for 3.
Pass, I'm pretty sure I just die.
And passes the turn.
Activate here.
Yep.
Put Nettle System in play.
Very nice.
Alright, putting Nettle System into play.
I'm just going to equip it over to here.
Yeah.
He's going to equip it to
So it gets
the Germ token. And it is going to be quite a big creature.
attack.
Going to send the squad. No, does not send the squad. Just sends the German. I think taking 7 points of damage, putting Alex to 1.
You can just attack with all of them if you want.
I did it.
We'll see what you get. Yeah. I messed up. You got it.
Alright, Alex draws, does not pick up anything that'll help him get out of the situation, and Lawrence will be taking game 1. I'm going to go make sure the audio is actually recording, but we'll be right back with game 2 in just a second. Alright, and we're back with game 2. The audio has continued to be recording, so I'm less concerned now. Alex is leading a Black Cleave Cliffs, playing a Dragon's Rage Chandler and a Mystery's Bauble. We're going to Surveil. Maybe put that card into the yard, who knows? Does not. Alright, Bubble's going to look at the top card of Lawrence's deck. This will allow Alex to draw in the upkeep.
Oh, on the upkeep. Yeah.
There you go. I was going to make a comment about how players are forgetting their bauble triggers less. And we almost had a bauble trigger that got missed. I was going to fetch, shock. Go down to 17, getting a Hollowed Fountain. What I believe is the second best Hollowed Fountain artwork. Third best. I forgot the Expedition existed. I was going to say the new Space one's number 1. The old Expedition might actually be number 1. That one's gorgeous looking. There's a Cigar's Aid coming down for Lawrence. Alex is going to play an Urborg. We're going to Thought Seize Lawrence, Surveil trigger.
Good. Keep that on 7. Yep.
Right, taking a look, we got Flooded Strand, Urza Saga, Blacksmith Skill, Cigar's Aid, Gingerbrute in hand. I feel like this matchup is going to be more difficult for Hammer than it will be for Rakdos. So while as I smack the microphone, while obviously Hammer won game 1, I think there's enough interaction for Rakdos to deal with what Hammer's trying to do between Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Bolt, Unholy Heat, Terminate, Call Against Command. There's a lot of tools that Rakdos has, and then you have Blood Moon too, which could be huge.
Bobble.
There's another Bauble. We're going to Surveil.
I'm going to still do that. It's my second bobble. I'll bobble you. Yep. Yep.
Gonna Bauble check the top card.
Pass the turn, draw the 2 cards.
Folks will draw a card from his Bauble.
The 2 bobbles. Oh, well, so sorry, turn. Yeah, sorry. You're good. Promise, I was not trying to cheat.
Lawrence draws a third Urza Saga.
Play this.
As long as he can fade Blood Moon, he is okay here. There's a Gingerbrute. There's a second Cigar's Aid. Attack in for 1. Going to a Holy Heat. The Gingerbrute. And Surveil trigger. Dumps what looks like a land.
Artifact, instant, sorcery, land. I got a Delirious.
We're going to play a Bloodstained Mire. Gonna fetch. I imagine we're getting a basic Swamp here. Looks like we have a Blood Moon coming down here. Yep, Blood Moon, gonna get a Surveil trigger from the Channeler. And this will kill the Urza Saga, and as well make the Urza Sagas in Lawrence's hand basically dead. Gonna attack in. I unfortunately think this will be the game. I don't know if Lawrence can play through the moon at this point in time with his hand shaped as it is. And he's just going to scoop it up. Alex will be taking game 2 off the back
I
of
kept
Blood
seeing
Moon.
those on the Discord.
And we'll be right back in game
Okay,
3.
this card gets better
Just a
and
second.
better.
All the lands, man. It ain't working out. It ain't working out that one.
Surveilling with the Blood Moon's brutal too. It's like a nice salt.
We've all had those games where we put in blood moons.
Alrighty, folks, we're in game 3. Have Lawrence Liddy on Plains playing Esprit Sentinel.
My bad, I had to put a card on the bottom.
Talked earlier about, oh, there's his mulligan. He forgot to bottom deck a card.
Good. Go.
We talked about those games where Hammer with Esprit Sentinel feels a lot different than Hammer without Esprit Sentinel. Alex fetching here. I think debating on what he wants to do. Maybe taking back the fetch. Alright, picks it back up. Okay. Takes back the fetch. We are not fetching. We are shocking in a blood crit. We are unholy heating the Esprit Sentinel. Might have to get the draw card off of this. This is a casual level event, as it's just a weekly, so players who are better friends with each other are going to obviously extend some courtesies to one another. There's a Flooded Strand.
Good.
Passing the turn. Imagine we'll be getting a tapped Hollow Fountain in the end step. Comes an Urborg from Alex. All players to have black mana whenever they need it. The audio, I believe, is recording a little bit lower than I would like it to. There's a Dothy Voidwalker. Yeah, the audio is recording a little bit lower than I would like it to, so I'll have to do some manual adjusting after this. But I'm not going to complain. It's actually saving the audio this time, so it's a win for me. There's that tapped Hollow Fountain. That Flooded Strand is going to go into the Dothy pile. The single thing I think I have to mention the most to the players while watching them play is to remember the Dothy pile. I was going to play a Flooded Strand as his land for turn. 2 mana. Stoneforge Mystic. Pierce no Paladin.
Sure.
Even the other 2 drop in the deck.
Draw.
There's a Bloodstained Mire here. Fetch.
Makes sense.
Giving Pierce still a quick read. Dothy Voidwalker notably has Shadow on it, meaning it can only block Shadow creatures and can only also be blocked by Shadow creatures only.
EE on 1.
Which primarily, the only really good Shadow card in the format is Dothy Voidwalker. So unless we get some new ones, Dothy can only be blocked by Dothy.
Go ahead.
Obviously that's not true, but
The fetch is exiled to the Dothy pile.
crack in for 3. We're gonna fetch. There's an Engineer Discloses on 1. I feel like EE. I talked about this
It's
prior recording.
I hate it.
I forget it all the time.
EE against Hammer is always really awkward
God
because
knows
you
I'm
have to
not
make a
paying
decision
attention
about
to
what
all the time.
you want to put it on, and you might just not line up against them well. So EE on 1 seems objectively correct most of the time because, you know, Hammer, Cigar Aid, Esprit Sentinel, the Spear that I'm blanking on, Shadow Spear. So those are all fantastic reasons to put on 1. But if your opponent just like goes into the construct game plan and they're only putting 0 drops into play,
15.
your EE's not doing anything. And it works the alternative way around too. Like you put EE on 0, expecting to deal with constructs, and your opponent
Draw.
just never makes a construct and instead goes for like the Hammer shenanigans.
Exactly sure what the reason is.
You'll not have a great time.
Judge, execution, jury.
Talked about, I think, the prior version of this recording. I talked about my feelings on EE in the format as a whole right now. I'm not super overwhelmed by it. I'm probably closer to underwhelmed by its performance in the format. I know people like to sideboard it against creativity. I do not actually think it is that strong against creativity, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you can have it. You can cast that.
I think most creativity players will not play into your EE.
For me.
They will wait until they have some form of interaction for the engineered explosives and then do their creativity. Or they'll just persist, like discard the Archon, persist on Archon.
Pass.
The other thing is having EE in that that matchup, you have to have 2 mana open all the time. Which kind of the same thing here against Hammer. You kind of have to keep 2 mana open if you don't want to blow it up by something random. But Lauren's hand does not look good. I think we have 2 Spell Pierces from what I've seen. He's played double Ornithopter, so. Fetching a second Swamper. Alex has Blood Moon, it's going to be huge. Lawrence will get a construct out of it. I don't think that'll matter enough in the long run. Dolphy going the distance here, attacking for 3. Putting Lawrence to 9.
It'll be blocked by people with shadow.
The block tag is huge.
Just other shadow.
Simplified game states like this where you can just punch for 3 every turn. It's a clock. Is it the greatest clock? No. But it's a clock.
Take 3, going down.
Go ahead.
Make a token on your end step.
Yes.
Yeah, we're making a construct. We applaud Lawrence for having the proper token. I say, while my deck is going to be on camera in one of these rounds, and I do not have the proper token position. I have a red emblem, and then I have Spider-Man cards. Make another construct. In response to the chapter.
Last goes 3. That's all sure.
Yep.
Here's the side. Goes to the Dolphy pile. Now the question is, do you go and get a 1-drop for him to blow up with the spear or the engineered explosives? Like, do you get Shadow Spear here, or do you get like another Ornithopter or Midnight if you play one? Really make it difficult for Alex, unless Alex has another engineering explosive. I don't think you beat that if he does. He doesn't get the Shadow Spear. Diversifying his converter mana cost curve.
I'm gonna go to attack.
Yep.
Attack you for 5.
You got me.
On the 9. Go ahead.
Did I see lifetime changes?
He went to 9 and I'm at 9.
9 up. Thoughtseize. Is this mine goes to the dock pile too, or no?
We have a Thoughtseize coming out here. Alright, resolving that Thoughtseize. You see double Spell Pierce, Colossus Hammer, Blacksmith skill.
Yeah, I'll
So
take
realistically, you
a.
just take the Blacksmith skill here if you're playing this. Can't deal with the constructs in any way. We know we have a call against command. I've seen that get flashed by Alex already.
Hammer?
Take a hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's fine. I'm gonna play EE on 0.
Okay.
Blow it. Blow it up.
0-1.
Yeah. So hit the constructs.
I'm gonna give this indestructible.
That's fine.
Okay. Second engineering explosive coming out.
Oh,
Popping it.
feet.
Lawrence will give protection
There you go.
or indestructible to
Is that
the
2?
one construct.
Land for turn.
I guess I should have done something different. I guess I could have stopped that from happening this time.
Unfortunately, I don't think Lawrence doesn't have a fast enough clock here. He's on a 3-turn clock by Alex.
I guess I'll just shoot this off.
Unless he can start just like vomiting out
And
constructs. But
I'll hit the Shadow Spear and have you discard a card.
it's going to force a discard here. Shatter the Shadow Spear.
Swing 3.
Yep.
Good.
Attack you for 1.
Got me.
6.
So 6 up, right?
6 and 6, yep. Go ahead.
Swing.
I'm at 3.
Pass.
Cracking for 3. Unfortunately, Lawrence does not have any draws here that'll get him out of this. Not have any removal based spells to do another Dothy. Pick up a stand for mistake, but will not be able to block the Voidwalker.
Getting the equipment. What's the equipment gonna do? What equipments do I have?
This Voidwalker has gone the distance. It has traveled from far to get to this point.
You got it, man. Okay.
Your
Folks, that'll be game 3 going to Alex on Rakdos. Not a scam. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.
Damn. With all these cards you could have had for free. Yeah.
Taking the hammer was like I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken the whatever the protection spell was.
If you still had the Unholy Heat, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I had the K command. Not the, I drew the heat.
You were supposed to play the land too before
Yes.
you popped the E.